Welcome back, baseball fans. The 1972 Winter Baseball Classic. We're continuing into the round of 3 of the tournament. Today we have a game between Sea-Tac and Halifax. Boy, these two teams really have to travel back and forth. That's a heck of a commute there for this little baseball series. Anyway, looking at the bracket for this third round, and we are in this section here. We've seen Hollywood upset St. Petersburg. We saw Coney Island get through New Orleans. So we're out here. Halifax is the 12th seed, lowest seed, with a record of 4-5. They play the number 5 seed Sea-Tac squad. Calculating into these records, Halifax needs to win 3 out of the 4 games. It'll open up in Seattle for Sea-Tac for game 1. If Halifax wins that game, they stay there for a game 2. They win that one, they stay there for a game 3. So if they lose that, they can have game 4 in Halifax, where that would be the winning 3 out of 4. That way you don't get eliminated in your own park. But let's see what's happened in game number 1. It's Steve Blass for Halifax visiting Sea-Tac's Ray Lamb, Cleveland pitcher. And this is no contest. Now, Steve Blass, you may recall, was on the World Series mound a year ago pitching against the Tigers and won the final game 7. And in the offseason, the Pirates looked into their crystal ball and saw trouble on the horizon for Blass, so they traded him, a World Series champion, to Boston, in my recreation, while keeping Bruce Kison in the organization, as he'll be a Pirate. Bruce Kison will throughout the decade. Blass is good in 1972, and that's what Boston's looking for. And he's terrible after that. But today, Steve Blass's control problems suddenly reared themselves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 walks in 4 innings. The line, 4 innings, 6 hits, 8 runs, 7 earned, 9 walks, 1 strikeout. Ray Lamb cruised through 8 scoreless innings and was just taken out because it was an 11-0 laugher. Doesn't get the complete game. Sea-Tac, all he needed to do is split 4 games or just get a second win versus Halifax, and the series is over. They easily win game 1. So now Halifax's back is really against the wall. They do fly home for a game 2. They need to win this one and then fly back to Sea-Tac and win a games 3 and 4 if necessary. So good luck with that. At least you get to play in your home park with the little lighthouse here in Nova Scotia, where I'm not. So today's pitcher, for each team we got Clay Kirby. Clay Kirby. Very good Padre pitcher. 3.13 ERA, 239 innings of 72. Will eventually end up on the Cincinnati Reds. And Halifax's season is in the hands of Barry Lersch. Was a Philly in 72, 4-6 with a 3.03 ERA, 101 innings. He is currently on the Dodgers keeper list to work out of the bullpen. We'll see how that goes. See if they keep him or not. Let's get started from Nova Scotia. They need to win this game. Loser of the series will show you the 20 cards of the team that loses. Leading off for Sea-Tac is Rick Monday. 47, pops the third. Don Kessinger, 1-8, triple single, and that's a base hit. Wes Parker, 44, third X. This is Steve Braun, a 3-20 at third base. That's a ground ball C. Runner at second for Killebrew. 1-7's a walk. 2 on, 2 outs for John Lowenstein. 36, another walk. This team likes to walk. You saw what they did to Steve Blass in game 1. They walked the bases loaded for Green Dick Green, who had a 2-run, 2-out hit in the first and a 2-run, 2-out hit in the second inning of game 1. Let's see what he can do here. 46, he lines to short. It'll be Mike Andrews leading off for Halifax. 2-6, pops to first. Gerald Chaney rolls to the mound. And Stevie Ray Braun, base hit. Lee May, 38, strikes out. Top of 2. It'll be Mike Jorgensen, 1-8. It's a walk. Gary Jestad, 411. Right X. Out in right field, we have Ron Woods, a 2E3 right fielder. Makes the catch. Hal King, 34. That's a 4-6-3 double play for Hal King. No more. Bottom of 2. Tim McCarver, 46. Flies to right. Ron Woods, 37. Ks. Jim Nettles, 2-6. Rolls to short. We go to the third. It's Rick Monday, back up top. 38 for Rick is a K. Don Kessinger, 6'11". Left X. Left fielder is Tovar, 3E6. He makes the catch. And Wes Parker, 2-4. Rolls to second base. Barry Lurch giving his team a nice little boost here early on. Cesar Tovar, 110. Center. Bittner, 55. Second X. Dick Green's a 3E30 this year. That's an error. He had a short season cut down by injury, and his fielding suffered as well. Mike Andrews, 47's a K with 2 outs. It's Daryl Cheney, 66. Double 1-4. Base hit. You got a runner on the corners with 2 outs, and Stevie Ray Braun, 1-5, flies to right field, and Halifax is still yet to score in the series. 11-0 in game 1 and nothing here. As we go to the 4th, Harmon Killebrew, 58, flies left. Lowenstein, 410, center X. This is Jim Nettles, a 2E7 in center, makes the grab. And Dick Green, 1-7. There's a, triple chance. Triple 1-19 on 1-7 for Dick Green, because he had 1 triple and 42 at bats, so that's what they have a tendency to do. They give him the triple. Runner at third, 2 outs for Mike Jorgensen. 6'10", short X. This is good shortstops today. Well, Daryl Cheney and Kessinger. And he makes the play. Bottom of the 4th, it's Lee May, 44, short X. This is Kessinger. 2E30 at short. Oh, but Kessinger boots a ball. E6. It'll be Tim McCarver. 65, triple 108. And it's a single dot. Now this is Halifax's best chance of the series. They have runners in the corners, nobody out. Playing back for Ron Woods, 53. Right X, this should bring in a run or 2. Lowenstein's a 3E3 in right field. And that's a hold on. That's a single dot right there. Stop right there on the 3 defense. Halifax has got it going. Jim Nettles still in the corners. 310 is a strikeout. Now they're going to bring it up. Infield comes up for Tovar. 55 second X. This is Dick Green again, 3E30. And unfortunately, that's a ground ball B with the infield up. That'll cut him down at the plate. So now you got first and second, 2 outs for Larry Bittner, who walks. Bases are still reloaded, or loaded for the first time, I guess. And it'll be Mike Andrews trying to break this thing open for Halifax. Give their fans something to cheer. 34 is a strikeout. We got a 1-0 lead. Will that hold up for Barry Lurch? Into the 5th we go. Gary Jestad, 210. Pops to second. Hal King, 57's a K. And Rick Monday, 1-3. Rick Monday, that is gone. See, the Sea-Tac team, the 1-2 template, of which I just wrote a 1-3. Monday's got it. Killebrew's got it. Jorgensen's got it. And that means that those are like the 8th best hitters of each of those teams. That's kind of the talent pool you're looking at here. You see some good names, some good players, but not necessarily their best years. Solo shot, we're tied at 1. And Don Kessinger, 49, pops to first. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Let's pause a moment for station identification.
This is the Shrimp Trawler video channel.
Este es el canal de videos de camaroneros.
Enlightenment. Non-carbonated. Shake gently, serve chilled. Very nice. Bottom of the 5th. Kirby Clay gave up an unearned run in the 4th. It resumes in the 5th here versus Daryl Cheney. 1-8 is single, 1-2, 12, and he gets the 12, does Daryl. Stevie Ray Braun, 68, is a walk. Kirby, not particularly sharp today. 2 on, nobody out for Lee May. 2-5, there it is. Double on a 13 is a 2-base hit, and the Halifax Cove Dwellers have retaken the lead 2-1. Second and third, nobody out. Tim McCarver. 2-8, base hit center field. Lee May, 12 runner, -3 arm. We'll stay at third. And going for something big here. Runners on the corners for Ron Woods. 59, short X. They're hoping for a double play out of the 2E30 shortstop. But it's another error by Don Kessinger. And that will score another run. First and second, still nobody out. It's Jim Nettles. 58, short X again to Kessinger, and he gets a ground ball C this time. Well, 2 errors and a ground ball C for a 2 shortstop. That's not good sledding there. We could have a scoreless game, but it's 4-1. So there's that. So you have second and third with 1 out. They're going to bring the infield up for Cesar Tovar, A-bunner. 111 pops to third, and with 2 outs, it's Larry Bittner. That's not all he did. 48 flies to center field. 4-1. Into the 6th we go. Barry Lersch having a nice day. Solo homer's it. As he faces Wes Parker, 46 center. Killebrew, 47 pops to third. John Lowenstein, 2-5, rolls to second base. Bottom of the 6th. Kirby's a starter 7, as is Lersch. Mike Andrews, 6'10", catcher's card. Hal King's a 4'16". Cannot reach base. Darrell Cheney, who started last inning with a single, 37, rolls to third. And Stevie Ray Braun, 57, walks. Lee May to 8 Ks. We'll go to the 7th, 4-1. Barry Lersch breaking inning. Can we have him get some defensive improvement? The answer is yeah. You can put in Freddie Patek. Good defensive shortstop. We'll take out Cheney, or let's see, we can take Mo Braun's at third. Oh yeah, Cheney goes over to second. Yeah. And Andrews will leave. Actually, Andrews will stay in the game as DH. Bittner will leave. Patek takes over at short. Alright, so we got 2s and 3s in the infield, protecting a 4-1 lead, top of the 7th inning. It's Green Dick. 47, lines a third. Mike Jorgensen, 36, Scott at center, and with 2 outs, Jestad, 68, is a K. Barry Lersch world. It's Barry's world. Barry Lersch having a nice day. He's a relief starter 7. Stretch time in Halifax, Nova Scotia. We are enjoying listening to Translators 1982 LP, Heartbeats and Triggers, featuring You're in Nova Scotia, but I'm not. You're everywhere that I'm not. Nothing is saving me. Great LP by CBS Columbia Records' very own Heartbeats and Triggers Translator. Thank you very much. Bottom of the 7th. Kirby Clay will continue into the 7th. Save his bullpen in a 4-1 game. Tim McCarver, 46, flies are right. Ron Woods, 1-9, short. And Jim Nettles, 34, triple 1-7, base hit. Tovar, 36, rounds to short. Barry Lersch, he's going to continue into the 8th. They have Bill Bonham and Darrell Knowles warming. Hal King will lead off. 1-6 is a K. Rick Monday, the only scoring for this team. 1-5's a walk. B. Steeler held on for Kessinger, having not a very good day at all. 34, and Kessinger, it's a 24. 6-3, double play. Yeah, that's MVP performance for Halifax, the opposing shortstop. Okay, bottom of the 8th. Kirby Clay will take a seat, and we will go to long man Tom Kelly in the 8th inning. You know, Seattle's got some cushion on the tires. They've got, so they still got tread on the tires. All they need is one more win in 3 days, and it seems like they're packing this one in to get ready for the flight back to Sea-Tac. Okay, it'll be Fred Patek leading off. 36 is single 1 to 8, gets it. A Steeler, and Mike Andrews will hit away. 5-10, catcher's card, and it is Hal King's a 4-16, gets a pass ball. The speedy Patek is at second anyway. For Darrell Cheney, 5'11", pitcher X. Tom Kelly's an E12. Runner holds, and there's 2 outs for Stevie Ray Braun, 53, rolls to the pitcher. We'll go to the ninth. Barry Lersch, 4-1 game, but we got Daryl Knowles to come in and finish it and get the save. Daryl Knowles. So he has a very, very good year for Oakland in 72. 5-1 with a 1.36 ERA. Put him and Raleigh Fingers back there, you're going to win a World Series. So Knowles is currently, I don't believe, he's not the property of Oakland in the Summer League. But he's on the keeper list, I think the Arizona Diamondbacks. So we'll see him perform today. Wes Parker, 2-3, flies right. Harmon Killebrew, 67 Ks. And batting for Lowenstein will be Merv Rittman. Actually, it'll be Hal McRae. Hal McRae will bat. Pitch to Hal McRae, 48 is a walk. Okay. Batting. Then we have Dick Green. Dick Green, 1-5 is a base hit, and we're going to send the tie run to the plate, folks. It's going to be Jorgensen, who has power versus lefties and hits them well. So 2 on, 2 outs in a 4-1 game. We got Mike Jorgensen in. 47 off Knowles is a walk, and Daryl Knowles with 2 outs in the 9th inning has made this game interesting. Sea-Tac has loaded the bases, and now you've got Gary Jestad up. He does not have power, hits lefties pretty well. Daryl Knowles does not give up any homers at all in his card. You've already used Hal McRae as a pinch hitter who had plenty of power. Redmond has power. If you go Redmond, then they counter with Bill Bonham here. I think you just let Gary Jestad hit. He's just as good a hitter as anybody on the bench. So Gary Jestad will bat. He hit 246 and 72 for the Padres. Actually, it's lefties better than righties. And so here we go. Bases loaded, 2 outs. The pitch to Gary Jestad. 1-7 is a strikeout. 1-7 is not good for anybody on the bench. Pop out, strikeout. So they made it interesting. They load the bases in the 9th in a 4-1 game. They could not get the big hit. Not a big deal presently for Sea-Tac to fail today, as the series is tied a game apiece, as Halifax wins one for the home fans in the Atlantic provinces. Good for them. We'll do the box really quickly here, and then I will get into a game 3 and 4 if necessary. So at the end of the video, I will post the 20 cards of the team that loses the series and is eliminated. So stay tuned for that. We'll be back shortly. Okay, baseball fans, the team that got eliminated from that series is Halifax. We went back to Seattle. Dave McNally versus Tommy John. The visitors, Dave McNally and company, oh boy, he got knocked around, just like Steve Blass got knocked around. Tommy John and company won. Seattle advances. Halifax loses 2 out of 3. So let's take a look at Halifax's group of players here. And we're going to look at, see who are the keepers and so forth. A couple players, just 2. Darryl Cheney has a future card, and Wayne Twitchell does. Actually, Twitchell's a very good 73 card, I believe, which is 200 innings. So, the next group, however, is a huge group. My goodness, they have 10. Half of this roster that just lost are keepers, which is very dubious, because these are the guys that we want to get a good eye on and see if they're going to be in the league. So, let's take a look at them one by one. Philadelphia has protected McCarver. He's got years. This is a fine, I mean, you know, a left-handed hitting catcher with power, hit and run ability. He's okay against lefties with power. It's a fine card, really. So we could get this card in the league with a 2, but it's a 246 average. It looks a lot better than it, doesn't it? My opinion, plus the walks there. But he's got a few cards to look at. Now, Lee May, he was part of the Joe Morgan deal. We made it a very huge, massive deal. We moved May all the way through to Baltimore in the deal because Houston didn't really want him because they had Bob Watson. This Lee May is outstanding versus righties, but actually kind of disappointing over there. So I'm not sure this is the one that Baltimore will use. Atlanta traded for Walt Williams in the offseason, a little speedy speed bug, kind of leadoff guy. But here it's all against lefties. They might want to see other Walt Williams cards to see if we can get on more versus righties. Then we have Stevie Ray Braun. Arizona Diamondbacks like the lefty who can hit lefties. And this is an era where Steve Braun wasn't a pinch hitter. He actually did get a lot of playing time here for the Twins. But in 75, it's even better. It's 300. So we'll probably go with that one. Fred Patek, base stealing and defense. He's only a single A. If I can find a double A card, I prefer that one. The bat and the power are really disappointing. After he got MVP votes in 1971, he comes back with this year. Darryl Knowles, at 30 years old, helps the Oakland A's win their first World Series title. Was with the Texas Rangers and Washington Senators, I believe, as well. Great stats. However, it's going to be hard to live up to that ERA. He puts a lot of guys on base with walks. Doesn't give up any homers, though. Here's Barry Lersch. He pitched that great game we just saw. As a relief starter 7, very versatile. Hate to see that triple over there. Homers there. So gives up some big hits, extra base hits, but not a lot of them otherwise. So he's a good guy. He'll be in the Dodger bullpen, we believe, unless they trade out of him. Ranko's protected by the Expos, but they're not going to go with this year because he's better in 73. He's good in 71 and 73, but in between he does this. So we're going to ignore this year. Now this is the McNally card that I said he just pitched game 3 and got knocked around. This is the 8th template, by the way, when you see the hits there and there, meaning that he is the 8th and worst pitcher on Baltimore's staff by ERA in 1972. He's decent against righties. He's terrible against lefties, at least as far as hits go. And what do the stats say? The stats say that Baltimore doesn't have a pitcher with an ERA above 3, which is incredible. And Baltimore did not go to the playoffs in 72 because their hitting was pathetic. Their leading hitter hit like 258. It was like the whole Oriole team went back to 1968 or something. I don't know. But anyway, McNally was traded to the Expos sooner for Ken Singleton so they could get a more efficient McNally. But I think he's better in 73 and 74 when he's older. Here he's 29 and not that great. And then here's Steve Blass, who did get knocked around in game 1. Again, the walks really aren't that prevalent here. You see it there and there and there. And obviously, this is it. This is the last good year for Blass. 250 innings. You know, trying to repeat for those Pirates. But they, you know, were pretty smart. They were pretty clever and said, let's move this guy now because we can look into the crystal ball and see this is going to be the last Steve Blass is any good. All right, that's those 10 keepers. Now we move to a guy who got on a retirement list, Mike Andrews, who basically could have been on the waiver list. It's just that there wasn't enough spots on the waiver list, so he's in retirement. Frankly, though, this card has plenty of at-bats, so he's not really retired at all. This is the case of a player who can come out of retirement, and he rightly should. His stats aren't particularly good, a 220 hitter and 500 at-bats, but he's got a lot of walks. His range at second base is gone, but his range at first base is good as a 2, but you have to question why you'd want a first baseman with this limited amount of power and being a right-handed bat. So it's a question of fit. One of the reasons Andrews is on the retired list, I expect him to get in the league somehow at either a first or second base against lefty platoon or simply because he walks a lot. So I think he's going to come out of retirement. There'll be a spot for him. Okay. Now we have 4 players, all on waivers. They can move around anywhere in baseball. Jim Nettles was with Las Vegas a year ago, played left field as a 2. He's still got great outfield defense as a left-handed bat. The walks are really nice here on 7, 8, 9. Batting average is gone. Hate to see that fly ball, the rest on 3. I don't know if that's enough batting average to make it. We like the defense. Ron Woods, this is enough to make it. You got a great range, 2, a -2 arm in the corner, no errors. He's definitely playing at least against lefties. Could be an everyday player. This guy will get in the league. Someone will claim him off of waivers. 258 year. Cesar Tovar, put on waivers. And what's interesting about Tovar, the one thing he used to do was play all over the diamond. Now he's only in the outfield. But a fantastic bat handler, base runner, and base stealer. These are the kind of stats that get you into the league. Batting average is also good. 265. Yeah, you know, I mean, no power, and the defense is 3. Someone will pick Tovar up. I'm not really concerned. No one with AAB 1 to 17 is ever left out of the draft. And the last waivered guy is Sherman. Helped the Tigers last year get to a World Series as a lefty gets lefties out. Now, though, he's got, I think, another year coming up that's better than this. He's really starting to struggle here. The ERA looks good, but it's a lot of walks and homers in this. Or it's a lot of walks there and hits. So, but he throws left-handed. If he was right-handed, I'd say he wouldn't make the draft, but he's left-handed, so he probably will. Which leaves 3 undrafted free agents. We have 22-year-old Paul Jado Rocket Launcher. And the batting average is there, some walks. And catcher first outfield, no power, probably not going to make it, but who knows. Larry Bittner will start doing better stuff in the middle 70s as a pinch hitter for the Cubs and Rangers. Here he's hitting just 259, which isn't bad. He's got a column of hits there. Maybe. He's got power. He's a left-hander with power. 3 at first base. And Bill Bonham, used as a swingman in the bullpen, frankly puts too many men on both sides, plus has homers here. Stats going to look good, though. Small sample size. Anytime you see kind of like a dubious card over here, but a good ERA, it's usually because the innings pitched are low, and this is more problematic. So his whip is in the 1.4 range, well, maybe 1.5 range. So Bonham does pretty well later in the decade, so there's no big rush to get him. He's just 23 years old. And that is the look at the Halifax team that just got eliminated. We have one more matchup in the round of 3 to go. Halifax, don't want those, ships crashing into the rocks there. Keep that light on, Halifax. Thank you. Thanks for checking us out. We'll see you next time.